Hi, I'm Amanda, and welcome to my handmade home in Atlanta, Georgia. I'd always wanted to live in a loft. When this one came available, I immediately jumped at the chance and started planning every inch of decor that I was gonna put in here. I knew that I wanted to embrace the high ceilings, the big windows, and the ability to add a lot of color because there's so much white space in here. And I feel like there's something about lofts that just makes you wanna explore your creativity a little bit more. When I first moved in, there was a whole lot less holes in the wall. I'm not sure how my landlord feels about that, but I think everybody can still have a lot of fun being a renter and taking chances creatively. So I've had so much fun decorating this place and just bringing in things that bring me joy. I love going to antique stores and thrift stores, and I know when I see something across a room and it just makes me gasp because I'm so excited. I love that I can look in any direction in this place and still feel that moment of joy every time that I see those pieces again. And even as a renter, that's still possible. So this is my main entrance, and the first thing that people usually see when they come in the house is the massive gallery wall, which I absolutely adore. But these are where some of my favorite pieces live. So I've got Mr. Nick the Prick here in his summer attire. I've got art from Atlanta artists here. This one my neighbor actually made. I love shopping from the neighbor's personal stores. My mom made this. This is actually a paint by number, and she added the bubble to it. When people walk through the door, I want them to feel energized and excited and eager to explore. I want people to feel free to look around and smile and laugh and ask questions, and then it gives me a chance to talk about the artists that I appreciate and also the cool things that I've created by myself or with my family or with my friends. And you know, there's a lot of talking points in this room, so that helps. This my mom was actually getting rid of, and I decided, oh, it cobwebbed. And I decided to spray paint it and keep it because who doesn't want a neon yellow bird? And then this is my head collection here. I have a thing for things that are shaped like faces and heads and body parts. I have a lamp that I bought at an antique mall that I looked at for about a year, and it finally went on sale for a reasonable price. And so I gave him a color changing bulb. His name is Ken Jennings because he's bright. And then next to him is Joanne. Joanne, it was a pre-painted glass head that I found at a thrift store. The best thing, I was in line waiting to check out with Joanne, and this guy came up in line behind me and he said, "What in the world is that?" And I was like, "I don't know, but for $5 it's coming home with me." And then this one is something that my grandma made. My grandma sculpted this, and it's my mom as a child. And my mom didn't like it at all. She thought it was creepy and was trying to get rid of it. So of course I had to snatch it up to bring into my collection because she belongs here. Little Janie. This lamp was a display at a Dick's Sporting Goods or another sports store, and she lost her head. So she needed a new one, and this light bulb just is like the perfect size. And since the plug is awkwardly put underneath here, I've attached a clapper, and see if it works. Ha! Look at that. So yes, I handmade this myself with the assistance of my father with the electrical work, and I just love her so much. So my dad was a taxidermist when I was growing up, and apparently I helped him sometimes, which I must have blocked from my brain. So I grew up with dead animals all over my house. I love animals, not enough to have dead animal heads, but plaster ones are fine. So here we have the rest of my gallery wall. I love large oval paintings like this. There's something so special about historical photos, and she looks like a strong woman, so she belonged on the wall. And I like rabbits. And then some more strong women here. This lovely Cruel piece, which brings me so much joy. I actually bought a kit to make another one. That's next on my list. So one of the things I love doing is finding pieces of art and then adding song lyrics to them. So I have a list of song lyrics that I keep in my phone, and every time I'm shopping for pieces of art at the thrift store, I look and reference it to see, okay, well, does it fit any of the things I had in mind for this project? And this one just reminded me of Salt and Pepper, chocolate chip, honey dip, can I get a scoop? It just makes me laugh because they're so cute. But then it's one of my favorite songs. There's a good nostalgia with this project. This gallery wall is about 50 feet across and 17 feet tall right now, but it's got room to grow. I didn't really think too much about how I laid this out. I started over there and tried to start with a central piece of the mirror and then just kind of winged it from there. Takes the fun out of it if you have to use a level. So off the living room space, we have a lovely dining room space. This is the first time I've had a place that's large enough for me to have a legitimate dining room table. My beautiful hand chairs are here as well. I just love this space so much because it's somewhere I can entertain my friends and have dominoes and order dinner to serve them because I can't cook. I have quite a few more heads here. They needed hair. I feel like they should be Chad and Brad. So yeah, a lot of things get names in my house. So this here is my very first mannequin lamp. It was just something I saw in my head, and my dad helped me do the electrical wiring in it and figure out how to make it functional. And my mom used this beautiful spoonflower fabric to add some extra pizzazz to an otherwise boring lampshade. And then I used a ton of metal leafing to jazz her up and give her a nice shimmery sheen that really makes a nice impact. Every time I think about selling it, I just can't. I love it so much. So this is an old post office box, but it had no back on it originally, and it didn't have wheels, but it was very, very heavy. So I hired a welder to add the back and wheels to it, and was really excited about painting it a dark blue and retouching up the trim in a bronze color. And then I lost the keys for 2 straight years. But I finally found them, and as you can see, it is the perfect size for full bottles of wine or liquor and lots of other things. So it's handy now that I have the keys. So then we have kind of my loungy area, and this piece right here is something that I ordered from Facebook Marketplace. I had always wanted a home for my grandma's jadeite dishes. I added the bold wallpaper on the back to give it some extra pizzazz. But my favorite part about these is this candy dish was the one my grandma had out in her living room, and she always had Reese's peanut butter cups inside it. And I got caught because it's so hard to quietly close this that I got caught constantly stealing her Reese's peanut butter cups. So that's one of my prized possessions, and I'm so glad that it has a nice happy home in a beautiful place that I helped make prettier. Selfishly, I think every home needs a mannequin lamp, especially a butt lamp, because it's hilarious, and I make them. But realistically, I think everybody should have something that is a family heirloom that reminds them of good times with their family or a certain family member that has passed away. My grandma's dishes are one of my favorite pieces in the house, and they make me so happy every time I see them. So this is my lounge area. It's nice to come in here and read sometimes. These 2 chairs my mom actually recovered. I got them for $10 at a yard sale. I've had them for about 10 years, and I always try to plan my decor around them because I just love the bold fabric so much. And of course, we've got Brad here protecting the chairs from the dogs, as well as his friend John Cena over here, who is also a very good helper for these chairs. And then we've got this piece, which is a beautiful library card catalog that also perfectly fits a bottle of wine. I looked for a library card catalog like this for about a decade. When there's a piece that I'm really, really looking for, I will search everywhere, high and low, and keep alerts set up on eBay and Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist and everything until I find it. So this is kind of my shelf of nostalgia, where I try not to have too much clutter in the home, but I like to show off some of my favorite things. So I've got, Gumby and Pokey. I've got the little McDonald's McNugget from back in the day from the Happy Meals. Ooh, lost his pants. Sorry. My favorite movie growing up was The Brave Little Toaster. So this is an original animation cell that I purchased online many years ago, and I just love having a home for a movie that brought me so much joy. I love, metallic things, but these are some of my favorites. I love insulators, and I try so hard to find different colors for them because, you can find a lot of clear and turquoise, but this green one was my newest acquisition, and I think insulators is such a fun thing to collect. They used to be on top of electrical poles, so you can find them a lot. I don't know about the history of them for sure, but I love collecting them. So my mom does embroidery in addition to her many other painting and quilting and decor talents. But this is one of my favorite pieces that she embroidered. As soon as I bought these hand chairs and told her about them, she said, "Oh my gosh, I need to make you a bird in the hand pillow." So I feel like it makes it nice and comfortable, but it's hilarious. I'm so lucky to have a 2-bedroom loft, and I have this closet here that is supposed to be the 2nd bedroom closet, and it was perfectly oriented for I have 150 blazers, maybe a little more, I haven't counted in a while. And then also there's a collection of about 50 or so of these vintage sequin jackets, which are my true love. They make such an impact on an outfit, and I'll find any reason to wear them. So I've got this one here with a fun abstract print. It's a really lightweight one, so it's good for summer. A lot of them are a little bit warmer and lined, but shoulder pads, sequins, and a little sass. I needed a home that energized me because I spend so much time in it. And every morning when I wake up, I just look out and I realize this is what I dreamt of as a kid. And all of the TV shows where they were like iCarly and kids that were teenagers and young adults that had these cool apartments, and I always wanted to feel that way about my space. And now when I see all the fun things that I've collected so visible here, it makes me immensely happy and energized and excited to take on the day and go shopping for more. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Handmade for more home tours like this one.